Well, good evening, everybody. This is Pamela Simons. I am with REMAX Condos Plus in Toronto. And this evening, we're actually going to be running through some information to allow you to consider whether or not investing in the Dominican Republic is right now the opportunity that you may want to consider. My partner on site in the Dominican Republic is REMAX Lifestyle. So the good thing about it is no matter what, we've got you covered. REMAX here in Toronto and REMAX in Punta Cana, we've got you covered. So that's the best part about all of this and with you working with us. My role is I'm here on site in Toronto, so I'd be delighted to host a session for you. If you would like, you can reach me using that QR code right here on the screen. And so feel free to reach out. I'm actually going to be talking to you this evening about a couple of different projects. So if we go too quickly or something really is interesting, by all means, I do suggest that you reach out to me and you can always reach me at my website, leave me a message, or you can reach me on my phone number, and I'll leave that in the chat. So you would be able to reach back out to me by text. Just text Punta Cana and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. We actually have two different locations. So it's not just Punta Cana. We've also got Bayahibe. So there's a couple of projects there as well. But let's get into things. We may have some latecomers joining us, so don't worry if somebody does come and join us. We will welcome them and continue on with our presentation. I imagine we'll be about 30 minutes here today, and this session is being recorded, so you can always revisit it on my YouTube channel. Well, first of all, for those of you who often say, well, I get this question, maybe none of you here tonight are thinking that, but a lot of people wonder, is this Mexico? And the answer to that is no. This is, Dominican Republic is part of an island called Hispaniola. It is two parts to the island. So one part of the island, about maybe a third of the island, is Haiti, and it's on the furthest west side of the island. So where we are located in the Dominican Republic is on the other side. There is a large population. It was originally colonized by the Spanish, and it still is a Spanish-speaking island, which is nice. It is a republic, so it is run through its own government. And sorry, I just skipped back here again. The US dollar is what we use in real estate transactions, but if you are visiting the island, then it's a good possibility that you could either use US dollars or Dominican pesos. And all you have to do is do a Google search and discover that your money will go a long way, even the Canadian dollar. All right, besides tourism, because it is quite a large island as well, they have agriculture and mining as two of the strong businesses or industries that are strong in the Dominican Republic. So it's not a one horse wonder. It's not a one industry wonder where tourism is it. There are other industries that make up the value and the strength and the longevity of considering the Dominican Republic and Punta Cana and Bayahibe as investment opportunities. All right, so why the Dominican Republic? I know that I, like a lot of you, are strong investors in Toronto. My significant other and I, we have 7 properties in Toronto. And if I could wave a magic wand, I wish I could sell them all. And I would certainly be buying a lot of property here because I believe that my dollar will go farther and the return on investment is much greater. Now, I'm fortunate. I was one of the ones that bought back in 2012, 2013. And so my investments have grown, which is great. However, if you're buying today in Toronto at 1,500 a square foot or more, you're finding it very difficult to make it work. The numbers just don't work anymore, which is one of the reasons why exploring other opportunities becomes very important. I know some of my colleagues are full into Alberta, Calgary, Edmonton. Those marketplaces, even a few years ago, we've seen the growth and it's growing very fast. It's like if you look at a chart, it's going on a very steep incline. So Dominican Republic does provide you with an opportunity that it hasn't started to grow to that extent, although the growth is starting to happen. There are more and more people saying, where can I get more for my money? Where can I get a better return on investment? And this, my friends, is one of the places that you will get that. So a lot of people are like, well, it's the Caribbean. How safe and secure are things? Well, there's a lot of benefits, and in fact, on my YouTube channel, I've found a great video to share with you regarding how to not get scammed, and it's presented by a lawyer, but we do have access to all sorts of industry professionals that will help you. So that's the good thing about it. There is a strong legal framework for purchasing, and there's also some strong government support as well for us purchasing in the Dominican Republic, providing us with opportunity to avoid, it's not, well, it's kind of tax delay, tax avoidance, but it's an opportunity to get us to invest. And again, I keep thinking back to the city of Toronto with their new vacant housing tax. Ouch. The recent changes in 2024, which is when this session is happening, the upcoming changes um, uh, with the capital gains coming up. So there's a lot of things here that are making me, again, that's where I come back and say, I wish I could sell because I think I could take my money and go a lot farther. But on top of that, not only is it a very safe and secure area, but as well, we go here frequently. So I've been down to the Dominican Republic many times now, toured properties from several different builders. And so this is one of the reasons why it's easy for you to envision that you could either choose as an investor here, or you might even say, you know what, I'm actually going to choose the snowbird lifestyle and spend a lot more time here. Or the last person that would be very interested is the one that's going to say, I want to move away from the cold. And here I am, it's May today, and it is chilly outside in the city of Toronto today. So I could move down here where it's warm, sunny. Not all the properties are beachfront, but they all have beach access if they are not beachfront. So yes, my strong recommendation is if you've never been here, you want to go at least as a visitor. But if you are saying, Pamela, I'm ready for a little bit more exploration, we can organize a site visit tour for you as well. So there are opportunities for you to get to know what is available and how you can take advantage of this. I'm super excited to be sharing this information. So Punta Cana and Bayahibe, there's a lot of great infrastructure. There's constant growth right now. Lots of beaches and lots of things to do, which is great. If you notice on the slide here, talk about the weather, right? It's endless summer. And today, in fact, I got an email from another company who was wanting me to explore Turks and Caicos. But as an example, I can get properties here in the Dominican Republic for, around even as low as $200,000 Canadian, approximately. Of course, currency exchange could knock that number a little bit. But in the Turks and Caicos, which is of course a completely different feel, a completely different element, but they're starting at about $500,000 or $600,000. So that's where I say, and that's US. So that's where I say this is an opportunity today to consider investing. It's, same beaches, lots of lovely beaches, lots of warm weather. However, the big difference here is there is an affordability factor that exists here that does not exist in other areas. If you like golfing, they've got golfing. If you want to enjoy casinos, they've got a couple of great casinos, including the Hard Rock Casino, and additional builders will be developing other offerings for us as well. So there are really four Caribbean lifestyles for us to consider. There's the beach lifestyle. If the beach is what you like, there's plenty of it. Again, most of the beaches, there are some properties that are beachfront, and those are more expensive for sure, but there's a lot of properties that have beach access, and those are quite affordable. As I mentioned, one that I'm going to talk about tonight is Palm Residences in Bayahibe, where you can purchase a studio suite turnkey, everything included for $149 US. Again, that's a studio suite, but that comes to about 200,000 Canadian plus or minus, and that's turnkey. So you're going to start, if you're an investor, start earning money on that the second you get the keys on that one. If you like golf, there's some wonderful golfing communities and areas for golfing. Recently on my tour, I went out to Cap Cana and they have a beautiful golf course. Every hole you can see the ocean. I was so impressed and I love golfing. So I would look forward to enjoying a bit of golf lifestyle. And hey, if you come down, we'll go golfing together. The beach village, which is more of a village that is not right on the beach, but again, close to the beach. A short golf cart ride away, a walk away. But again, now you're enjoying more of a village or city lifestyle with beach access. I like that. To me, that's kind of my favorite. But again, that's my lifestyle, and each of us is going to have something different that we're going to love. And then, of course, luxury villas. And I know I was looking at a villa, not this one. This one's gorgeous, but I was looking at villas, and this is a good representation because many of the villas, they will have a private swimming pool, but the condos also have swimming pools. So every property that you purchase will have either a private swimming pool or a building swimming pool that you would have access to. So they certainly know how to take care of you. Isn't that gorgeous? So here, just to navigate a little bit more of where we are. So we're talking about Punta Cana. And if you see La Romana, just a little bit over from La Romana is where Bayahibe is. And I think I've got a map coming up that I'll show you a bit more. And there's Haiti on the other side. There is strong security between them and a border. So it's, although there are some, Haitian people that do come and work in the Dominican Republic, they are separate countries and they are operated separately. Punta Cana, in fact, is very close. That whole section is probably closer to Puerto Rico than it is to Haiti. There's Puerto Plata. Some of you may have been there. There's cruise terminals up there. A little secret, again, for those of you that like to get in early, down near La Romana and Bayahibe, there is going to be a new marina put in there and a cruise terminal. So that will bring even more tourists coming, and people who are picking up a cruise from Dominican Republic will need to have a 1 or 2 night stay or a week stay. So that makes your investment property even more valuable to get in now before all of that infrastructure is finished. So this is the first property that we're going to have a look at, and I do have some numbers to crunch with you on this. This particular property is actually located in um, in um, the area closest to town. It is in a gated community, and again, you'll notice that the infrastructure here, it's not high rises. So if you look outside in Toronto, you see a lot of high rises. This is not the high rise development. What you see, the builders try to recreate what you see. So the renderings that you see are, a good example of what you will get. And this one, Caracol, uh, is in the community located right beside the Melia. So it will have access to the Melia uh, facilities, beachfront. And the units here will be facing the golf course. So we've kind of put a picture of the golf course in there. This is a gated community. There's two entrances in, so it's quite safe. In fact, a lot of us in North America, we actually like that, the safety of having the gated communities. So it's kind of nice, but you'll notice too the renderings of the kitchen in the bottom corner. It really is an environment that you will feel quite comfortable with as somebody coming from Toronto, where you look at the finishes and the builder will recreate those finishes for you. Now, the furnishings may not come. They often have furniture packages that you could purchase, but it may not come with it. You might have to buy that as a separate package, but it's possible if you want. So again, this is in Coquetel, which is adjacent to the Malia, and you would have access to the Malia features and benefits. The Coquetel Golf Club is a beautiful golf club. Again, the buildings, the condo buildings, all have swimming pools, but there's also a clubhouse, a golf club, and there's a pool there and a restaurant there. I would say that this community, because it is gated, so you can kind of see where it is, and this little map kind of shows you where some of the other elements are located. So the Hard Rock is 10 minutes away. There's Coquetel right there, that's gated. And then right across the one entrance is the Malia and the beachfront Malia. Once you're in the Malia property, you can actually have them take you down to the beach. You can use their services and amenities. So it is an extra plus with that. I just find it extremely safe in terms of that. So the Coquetel amenities, there's a 27-hole golf course, a clubhouse with restaurant and swimming pool. Now the swimming pools, these larger community swimming pools, they're hardly ever used because all of the units in the complex actually have swimming pools. So they don't really need to come to the big one, but it would be kind of nice if you have, perhaps visitors and you want to take them somewhere other than your home, you can escort them over to the swimming pool if you wish. There's soccer areas and paddle courts. We don't play paddle here in Toronto, but it's not pickleball either. I thought, oh, maybe it's their version of pickleball, but it's not. All right, this gives you some photos of some of the amenities, including the pool at the clubhouse in Coquetel and the clubhouse loungers, the paddle courts. You can kind of see the design of the paddle courts. They're different, right? They're quite a bit different, and the soccer pitches as well, and giving you some ideas of the services available at the Malia. So this project is going to have 24 units. Now, at the time of recording this session, there was quite a bit of availability, but that changes. Again, these are, very popular. It's very popular right now. The decisions for people to purchase just seems to make sense for a lot of people. So what's available today may change. That doesn't mean I don't encourage you to get back to me and let me know what else you'd be looking for, because we get new inventory all the time. We're working with really great builders, quality builders. And so there could be something new that comes along. Now, this building will have an elevator, which is important because some buildings do not have elevators. And I keep thinking about, again, if you're looking for that snowbird lifestyle, you're not going to want to walk up and down. Even a couple of flights of stairs might be too much. So it's nice that they have the elevators. And again, keep that in mind. Not every project will have that. The ground floor units, which are quite popular, are basically like swim up units. And all the apartments will have 2 parking spaces and a balcony. And this confouture is actually the government's opportunity for you to avoid land transfer tax and property taxes for a period of up to 15 years. Now, there are a number of appliances included. Give you a second to look over that list because you might notice that something's missing from the list. All right, time's up. There's no refrigerator. So they have the design for smaller refrigerators, but again, many people, especially when you're talking a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, might find those refrigerators not appropriate. So then they end up buying a new one. So they stop putting them in because most people would probably choose to buy a larger unit. So they've just made that decision. By the way, these are Airbnb friendly. And again, speaking to my Toronto people, Toronto's very Airbnb unfriendly. There are people sneaking around and doing it. However, these communities are very Airbnb friendly, which is great. So if you plan to go down and use it for a bit of the time and Airbnb it for the time that you're not using it, that's fine. This is totally available. The management fees for this service are typically between 20 and 30%, but you're still going to cash flow positive well over, 1,000 a month, even for a small unit. So there's a lot of benefits in here. So the typical payment plan for, in this case, the Caracol, but it's fairly typical, is to reserve a unit, it's $3,000 US. So when you pick your unit, you would provide the $3,000 US, and you do not have to be on site to do that. We can do a personal presentation on site for you, and we can do that virtually. If you decide to go and visit, that's fine as well. We can probably get you a fly and buy program, which might help offset some of your expenses and give you a first opportunity to look to see what you are purchasing. If you're going on vacation, let me know because I will coordinate a site tour with our Dominican partners. But you reserve with $3,000, and then within the first 30 days, you will be putting 20% down. So it's 20% less the 3,000 because you've already paid the 3,000, but it's total 20% in the first 30 days. Then during construction, we can create a schedule, and 40% will be put down during the construction. And then the final 40% is done when the property's ready and upon delivery. There are a couple of discount plans as well. So if you're saying I've got the cash now, can I, get a better deal? The answer is yes. We've got some additional options for you when you are able to put additional funds down. You can get mortgages, but I don't recommend it. I recommend that, again, trading out your Toronto investment property for properties such as one of these in Caracol. This is one of the projects that I'm truly eyeballing for myself. I just hope I can pick the units before the one that I might be interested in is gone. This project is called Bourne, and you can see this is a beach village property. And you can walk to the beach. I mean, you can see from this particular project that the beach is, you can see it, it's not too far. It probably might be a 10-minute walk going to one beach, but to go to a better beach, it might be a 20-minute walk, but it's a walk. Again, I live in Toronto. Toronto's a very transit and walking friendly city. It's probably the worst for driving. So for some of you who are saying, I want something that I'm comfortable walking to, this might be the one for you. Again, you can see the swimming pools on the designs of the property, which is great. And this particular project is in Cortecito, which is a city. So restaurants are there, and nightlife. You will find this to be not in a gated community, but you're in a city community. And so you'll find it a little different experience than the prior one we just discussed. So with Bourne, it's 3 buildings, 25 units each. There is still availability, but again, some of the units may be gone already. So you really want to check to see what's available. It's expected for delivery March 2026. So you can see, because these are not mega high rises, let me just show you the picture again, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories. So because they're not mega high rises, the time to deliver is greater, and most of the time it's on time, very little delays. So this will give you kind of an example of some options to get to the beach and to get to restaurants. It's walking distance, absolutely walking distance. So there's banks, pharmacies, restaurants and bars, beach access. I think the furthest beach access is about 15-minute walk. I'm a slow walker, so even if it's 20 minutes, that's still very reasonable. And this will give you another look at the units and the pools. So again, there's a slightly different type of payment plan. In this case, it's 3,000 to reserve and 20% down when within the first 30 days, 30% over construction, and 50% at final delivery. There are some other options for you, so we can mix and match some other options for you. And just as an example of condo fees, I know that, again, coming from Toronto, you know how expensive our condo fees, but look at this. They're the rooftop ones, which I think may be sold out now, but they are less than $200 a month. And for the type 1, type 2 units, about $160, $170 a month, which is highly affordable. So again, if you're investing, you know that you've paid for the unit. These would be some of your expenses. You don't have taxes because there's that 15-year moratorium provided on new construction in Punta Cana, which is great. All right, this is another project. Again, I'm going to go a little bit quicker through some of these other projects. You're kind of getting a feel for what they look like. This is Oasis Park in Vista Cana. And Vista Cana is a community. It's across from Coquetel. And so across the highway, again, amazing prices. Again, they've got the water features, the pool. One of the things with the Vista Cana project is that it's a lot further away from the ocean. You can kind of see that. There's Les Corrales, and it's across there's the downtown. It's kind of across from the Coquetel, but it has a couple of man-made saltwater lakes in here. So they're still giving you access to large water features. However, it's not the beach per se. It's man-made saltwater lakes that they're doing, but it's beautiful in there. And they have a combination of um, the villas and condos, semi-detached townhouses. There's lots of choice for style. The one that I'm showing you here is a low-rise condo. Again, some of the features. So it's an artificial lake, and some of them even have like balcony or terrace pools, but they also have the main pool there. And here's some part of the master plan for Oasis del Lago. And the payment plan. Okay, we're now going to talk about Bayahibe. And so there's the Punta Cana airport, and there's Bayahibe. It's now straight highway driving, and it's about 40 to 50-minute drive from Punta Cana. We talk about Punta Cana because there's lots of flights. There's pretty much daily flights from Toronto. WestJet flies there, Air Canada flies there. A couple of the vacation companies fly there. So there's lots of opportunity to get there. Although there's an airport in La Romana, I don't think that they fly as often there. And you could also fly to Santo Domingo, but the drive, it's a lot longer. So it's estimated now with the highway that it's about 40 minutes to get to Palm Bayahibe. Now, Palm Bayahibe is now in a second phase because phase 1 pretty much sold out. There's probably a few units left, but I thought this was a really great opportunity just to kind of feature what it would look like because it's the same builder, so it's going to have the same or very similar feel to it. Beautiful low-rise buildings. From the Palm Bayahibe, it's 900 meters walk to the beach. And the cool thing is that they're going to be upgrading and building a marina. And the secret I heard is that they're also going to be building a cruise terminal here. So this is one of the things that I was talking about. If you can get in early enough, your property value will increase if that's really important to you. If you're looking to enjoy it, then the equity value is not as important. That's more important when you go to sell versus when you're enjoying it. And renting it out, you want it to be rentable. And so it has those features, but in the future, that's going to be something very important, is the fact that it has that extra element. Oh, and Sauna Island is very popular. They do boat tours from Punta Cana. And this, a lot of tourists might come here and then do a day trip over to Sauna Island. So here's a little bit about the phase one, Palm Bahibe. Phase two will be similar, but really what I want you to focus on is the amenities. So think of this like a resort, a hotel resort. And so it has pretty much every resort amenity you could possibly think of. This is the project that is turnkey. So they, in the new phase, they're going to have studio units, which will start at 149,000 US. One bedrooms, and they're generous sizes as well. A listing popped across my email this morning, and it was in Toronto. It was a studio unit, and the size was 323 square feet. The size of these units runs between 600 and 700 square feet. So you can't beat that for value. It is the most amazing value with all of these amenities as well. Now, these amenities, so this gives you an idea. So the buildings surround the water feature, the pool. This is a huge pool in here. They will also share some of these other features. So the tennis court, the paddle court, mini golf, and then there's going to be an event space here. And I've got a picture of that as well that I'm going to show you. But again, think hotel amenities. And so it makes it easy from an investment standpoint to invest in it, and just to have this as a really good opportunity for you to either just have an investment or buy two. Heck, at that price, you could certainly afford two. Here's the payment plan, and pardon that it's in Spanish, but you're getting the picture now. 3,000 upon signing, choosing your unit, 20% in the first month, 30% during construction, and 50% on final possession. All right, Emerald Garden. So Emerald Garden is, again, a beautiful, beautiful option for you. It is a multi-phase property as well. They're using the Aqua Esmeralda, and so this is a beach club that you would get access to if you were to purchase in Emerald Garden. So there's Emerald Garden 2 now. These things are selling. That's the reason I wanted to share this with you, is the projects are certainly selling, and people are, certainly excited about buying something that's affordable and potentially high ROIs. So there we're kind of showing you the master plan. So this would be the beach club down here. And then some of the phases are sold out already, but there's some new phases that haven't yet been built, and those are the ones that we could tell you about. Kind of shows you again how some of the projects are uh, surrounding the water features. It's so beautiful there too. I love that beach club. So again, with this, the reservation is 5,000, 20% in the first month, 60% throughout construction, and 20% on delivery. Yes, these are different builders in some cases. So there certainly is some differences, but they're fairly standard. There is the possibility of investment properties. In fact, Scotiabank is in the Dominican Republic. So if you have a relationship with them, you may be able to leverage that relationship if a mortgage was something that you were interested in. And here's what I was talking about, the tax exemption. So in this case, there's a tax exemption for 15 years. And that's an amazing opportunity. Now, there is attorney fees that are probably a little bit more expensive. They're probably the more expensive element, and they're between 1 and 1.5 of the purchase value. It's not mandatory that you pay the higher price, but they will present options for you. So depending on what you choose, your attorney fees could go as high as 1.5 if you want to take some of the additional features that the attorney may present to you. By the way, when you're down there, our on-site partners, REMAX Lifestyle, will escort you to the lawyer, will basically act as your real estate concierge. So it makes it really nice. So again, you're well supported with me here in Toronto and our on-site REMAX partner in Punta Cana. REMAX Lifestyle also offers in-house management services. So again, if you are remote and planning to use this strictly as an investment or predominantly as an investment, you have the guarantee of property management, which is excellent. So here you go. That's sort of the distribution of revenue when it comes to property management. So basically, this presentation was an overview of a couple of the opportunities available in the Dominican Republic. It's not the end of the story. There is more to share with you in terms of what's available and just basically getting you started. But it does give you the opportunity to really consider whether or not you're getting the biggest bang for your buck here in Canada, or if like me, you're sitting there going, I am so fed up with some of this stuff. I want to explore other options. You are the person I'd love to speak to more, because there's definitely an opportunity between the two of us, REMAX Condos Plus here in Toronto and REMAX Lifestyle in the Dominican Republic, to work with you to determine, what you're comfortable with, what style, what location, what lifestyle you are looking for. If it's the snowbird lifestyle, we've got you covered. If it's an investment that you're looking for, we really do have you covered. Now, next steps for those of you that are interested, really, your next step would be that you would want to, and hi, everybody. The next step would be to arrange a one-on-one appointment and talk to us. We can set up a meeting with the on-site Dominican partners and me, and we can review what's currently available for inventory and determine whether or not you're really ready to get started with your investment portfolio here in Punta Cana. All right, people, what do you say we sign off? And my contact details are here, and I look forward to chatting with you again. This will be saved and on my YouTube channel. Hey, everybody, happy shopping.